Here is a story about a grandpa, a grandchild, and the grandest of adventures. The old rocking chair on the porch had been Grandpa Joe's for as long as anyone could remember. It was his throne, his workshop, his ship, and on this particular Saturday, his 8-year-old granddaughter Maya found him there, not rocking, but sitting perfectly still, his eyes fixed on the distant line where the blue sky met the bluer hills. Grandpa? Maya climbed onto his lap, a familiar and comfortable nest. What are you looking at? Grandpa Joe smiled, his weathered face crinkling like a favorite paper map. I'm looking at the beginning, he said, his voice a low, warm rumble. Maya squinted. The beginning of what? He wrapped his arms around her, the scent of sawdust and wood smoke clinging to his flannel shirt. Of the adventure, of course. You see that hill, the one that looks like a sleeping bear? Maya nodded. She'd seen it 1,000 times. Well, Grandpa Joe began, setting the rocker into a gentle, rhythmic sway. When I was a boy, just about your age, my own grandpa told me that wasn't a hill at all. It was a real bear, a great stone bear who'd been asleep for 1,000 years. He said that if you were brave enough and quiet enough, you could walk right up to its ear, whisper your biggest dream into it, and the bear would carry that dream into the heart of the mountain, where it would grow until it was strong enough to come true. Maya's eyes widened. Did you do it? Grandpa Joe chuckled. I did. Took me all afternoon. I packed a lunch, a jam sandwich and a pickle, and I marched right up there. I was scared, sure. The grass was tall, and the wind made it whisper secrets I didn't understand. But I got to the top, found the flattest rock I could for its ear, and I leaned in. What did you whisper? Maya asked, her voice hushed. He was quiet for a moment, the only sound the creak of the rocker. I whispered that I wanted to build things. Not just any things, but things that would hold families together. Houses with porches for rocking chairs, tables where stories could be told. I asked for hands that knew how to work and a heart that knew how to listen. Maya looked at his hands, gnarled and strong, resting on his knees. She thought of the birdhouse by the garden, the sturdy legs of the very chair they sat in, the treehouse he'd built for her father when he was little. It worked, she said, amazed. It did, he agreed. But here's the real secret, my little star. The bear didn't make it happen. I did. But the bear gave me the courage to try. It gave me a place to put my dream so it felt real. He shifted, looking down at her. Now I'm old, my legs aren't so good for climbing sleeping bears anymore, but you've got 2 strong legs and a whole sky full of dreams. He reached into the pocket of his worn vest and pulled out a smooth gray stone, cool and flat. It fit perfectly in the palm of Maya's hand. I found this near the bear's ear the day I whispered my dream. I've kept it all these years. Maya stared at the stone. It wasn't magical looking, it was just a stone. But in her hand it felt impossibly heavy with time, with promise, with the echo of her grandpa's own boyhood dream. It's your turn now, Grandpa Joe said softly. You don't have to climb the hill. The bear knows you're his kin. You can whisper right here, right now. What's the dream you want to grow? Maya closed her eyes, clutching the stone. She thought of everything, of the songs she hummed while she drew, of the stories she made up for her stuffed animals, of the way she felt whole when she was holding a paintbrush. She leaned in close to her grandpa's ear, just like he had done with the bear a lifetime ago. Her whisper was so soft it was just for him. When she leaned back, her cheeks were pink. Grandpa Joe's eyes were bright. He didn't ask what she said. He didn't need to. He just gave her one more squeeze. And together they sat in the grand old rocking chair, looking out at the sleeping bear. The wind carried the whisper up and over the hills, and somewhere deep in the stone heart of the mountain, a new dream began to grow, strong and sure, ready for a pair of small, determined hands to one day make it real. And the rocker kept its gentle, patient time, rocking on the porch, holding the grandest thing of all, a promise between the past and the future, held safe in the quiet love of a grandpa. Follow my page for more stories like this. Tsutsuma the King.